Unabashed, unapologetic, trash.
The people who have punted on civility, the chosen precious few, the people who yield the best stories and garner my envy. Reno collects them from across Northern California and Northern Nevada and crams them into 3 casinos connected across 3 blocks. If you wander out past, you'll find yourself in one of the loveliest little towns you could possibly find. I spent the daytime in and out of Barbara Bennett Park in the Midtown. It was all local business there. A trade seems to have been made that sold out the downtown to fantasies and the midtown to idealistic white picket fence families. Seems to be working out well for all parties. A stranger dapped me up for no reason. I bought a street dog with onions, mustard, and sauerkraut, and when I immediately spilled the toppings onto my shoe, the street vendor topped me off generously free of charge. Thrift shops populate Main Street, but those dominate a lot of middle America. Outlined by Thomas Frank in What's the Matter with Kansas almost 2 decades ago, Walmart squeezed out brick and mortar mom and pop shops, so those clothing and knickknacks trickled down to secondhand shops that could get away with cheaper store space and more cluttered interiors. People began moving to bigger cities to escape a seemingly dying economy, and not everything came with them. Their lives went thrift as well. Almost every town now has at least 2 prominent storefronts selling people's old stuff. It was a little strange to see whitewater kayaking being practiced in the shadow of skyscrapers, but I guess it makes sense. Everybody needs to have hobbies. Similar to Vegas, an entire outdoors industry thrives around Reno, and that probably makes more sense than the casinos that have been established there. Surrounding the city are gorgeous mountainous hikes and BLM land ripe for disappearing into. Most locals I spoke to were gnarly. People who enjoyed killing time, almost killing themselves, scrambling rocks, or trying to swim across a river. Of course, Reno makes you think about its big brother Vegas, a 7-hour drive down the diagonal Nevada border. It wasn't trying to be Las Vegas as much as it was trying to mimic it. They grew parallel to Nevada's legalization of gambling during the bad, boring days of Prohibition and the Great Depression. Reno had a head start to be sure. It had long been seen as a haven for debauchery in a still relatively uncivilized West. Farther north from the ever-expanding nose of Hoover's FBI, it was a good place to hide. Swindlers, bootleggers, and mobsters had long made their home there when things started getting loose in 1933. But eventually, Vegas, with its proximity to Los Angeles and an influx of Howard Hughes money, became the commercial winner. Undeterred, Reno has continued to evolve to slice out its own cash flow. And it is always cash, casinos being the finally cash-only business. There are certainly ways around it if we wanted. An app that lets you pick up chips from a machine has to be within our technological grasp. Beyond that, there's debit card readers at tables, or at the cashiers, or somebody should take fucking Venmo. Be at Zillow and Greenbacks will get you where you're going. It's because nothing smells better than money. Also ATM fees. People complain at the ghastly side of the elderly chain smoking and spending their pensions at the slots, but I really don't mind. Maybe you just hate old people. Found my way to dinner at a Basque restaurant. I gleaned off diners, drivers, and diveslocations.com and was surprised to find it was family style. After some confusion due to my stone state, I was delighted to be seated with a lovely Asian family and their white stepfather. The house wine stayed flowing and helped lube up the awkward conversation. We chatted idly, and I'm extremely grateful for knowing them. In the end, the oldest brother paid for all of us, including myself, insisting that he had a good day at the crab stable. Ate so much I swelled my stomach, practically had to roll to my home at the Sands Regency. I love Reno. It would be everything I'd want in a home. Excitement, class mixing, affordability, proximity to outdoor activities, deliciousness and viciousness around the corner. So I was solicited twice for a price to sell my body and oral skills. We're all gonna have to gut this shit out somewhere. Reno is a grizzled, well-maintained city that stakes its place in the American zeitgeist as a guiltless indulgence into mild sin and a home for a family that doesn't mind living in a fucking desert.